Hi there. In this video, I'm going to give a brief overview of StatCat's time management app. In this app, you can log your time for your work. There's also a to-do list functionality, meetings. There's a lot of different visualization options for the time that you've logged. Import-export functionality for doing backups and also exporting CSV data files if you want to, and things like that. So I'm just going to try and, as briefly as I can, run through the different functions that the app has. The main function of the app is to be able to log your time over tasks that you do for your work. So before you start using it for that purpose, what you want to do is click on Task Settings and set yourself up. So in this video, I have the app set up with a bunch of data that was generated by AI just for example purposes. So as an academic, there's like broad categories of tasks that you might do across teaching, research, supervision, media, and other things. But then within each of these broad tasks, there are like subtasks. So for example, for teaching, there might be lectures, tutorial marking, other admin and other things. And then even within subtasks, you could even maybe go deeper if you want into other little activities that might be relevant across the different subtasks, such as like meetings, for example. With the app, I do anticipate that most people, when using it, probably will only go to the task and subtask level and won't really need to go beyond that. But I have functionality within the app for people who want to dig really deep into their time. So within the task settings, before you start using the app, you want to set it all up for yourself. So everything's all editable. You can use the edit. There's little edit buttons or delete buttons, add buttons across the activities and the subtasks, and even for the main tasks as well. Then you can also reorder things. There's little buttons here. So say reorder. Oh, hang on, that was for activities. Let's go reorder subtasks. So you can change them around depending on. You just click on the little bars and drag to move them, say where you want it to be, and then click on the little save button to save it. You can also change the color of each of these things if you don't, change it to, whatever you want it to be. Okay, once you've taken the time just to set up your own tasks for what you do, and you can change this as you go along over time as well. You can add new things in. Once you've got that set up, then you go into the time management calendar, and it'll pop up like so, where it's on the current day. And then to change days, there's little buttons here to go to the previous day or the next day or so on and so forth. To log time, you just click on Start Recording and you choose whatever task it is. Let's just go teaching, and then you can just start and just have it at the broad level if you want. I'll click stop, or you can go at the subtask level. So let's say teaching and marking, say, and then you can even choose for activities as well. But yeah, for this one I'll just go teaching, marking, not classified, start, and then it's going to be recording that. And then as it's recording, it will kind of pop up with color as time goes on. If it goes for a bit of time, when it's at the really early part, you won't see the color because not enough time's gone by. But after a couple of minutes goes by, you'll start seeing the color kind of fill up. Okay, so that's just pretty straightforward. And then you just start and stop as you go along. You can adjust the look of this via the time window here, so you can change that if you want. You can zoom in or you can zoom out, depending on what you want to do. And like I said as well, you can also if you make a mistake, if you click on it, you can edit it to change the time and change what it is and all this sort of stuff. If you happen to make an error, or you can delete them, or you can also add manual a manual entry of the time and everything, to add manual things in as well. If, say, you've been away from your computer, you're doing something, you come back and you want to update it. Okay, so that's for the time management calendar. There's also a to-do list where for each day you can add a task. You can call it, whatever you want, and put a priority from moderate through to low, from high to moderate or low. So moderate, click add, and so these are just all filled up with example ones. Once you've done a task, if you just say click on it, it'll disappear, and it goes down to the bottom of the list as completed. See, there's 2 out of 63 completed here. Then what happens is that on the next day, what will happen is that whatever you haven't done, so let's say today's the 9th of March, and all these to-do things that are listed here, whatever you haven't done, it will auto transfer to the next day. So when you open the app up the next day, it'll be on the next day, so say the 10th, and it'll just have all your stuff that is sitting there waiting to be done for you. And then you can just, but once you've clicked completed, they won't transfer. It'll only be things that you haven't completed. There's also a meetings functionality. So yeah, you can add a meeting. So for whatever day. So let's say I want to add one for the next day, the Tuesday here. I click OK. I can just call it whatever. Sample meeting. Pick the time. Let's just say it's at 11 and 11:30. Duration of how long it is. Location's optional, notes option, and you can have reminders. You can set it from 60 through to 5 minutes before, and you can see for each one of them. Let's say it's 30 minutes before. It'll give a little reminder pop up at 30 minutes, but then 15 and 10 and then 5. So if I just add that. Then if I go to the next day, so next day, you'll see there it is, it's listed. Now you can click on upcoming, and then that'll have them all listed there for you for 14 days or 7 days or 30 days or whatever. And you go to that one goes today. So that's the meeting functionality. Then there's visualizations. So this is where I think a lot of people will get potentially a lot of use out of this. So from logging your time, if you click on visualizations, there's a lot of different options here. The calendar history is just for having a look over you can look back over your history of how you've been spending your time. There's daily breakdowns, either with hours or with proportions. So say with hours, it'll just have the hours listed, and for each sort of day that's gone prior, you can view via task level or task and subtask, or even at the more nuanced task and subtask and activity level, depending on what you want to look at. So this just gives you the hours. There's also proportions. So this is at the sort of, you can see, like, so for example, on the Thursday the 5th, 65% of the day was for teaching and 35% was for research on that day in this example. There's also weekly or monthly overview, which is similar to the other ones, but just more, for each week rather than each day, either at hours, or you can look at proportions. And again, you can look at however nuanced you want it to be. Then there's also more cumulative hour charts. So this here is just like a cumulative hours, and you can change the time frame to be whatever you want it to be that you're going to look at. One that's probably people be more interested in rather than just the overall cumulative is like across the different main tasks, how you've been traveling with them over time, or with the subtasks you can dig in. So if you want to just go research and you're like, well, within research, what have I been spending my time on, etc., etc. Then also there's just a more broader overview of, over a certain period of time, what's your proportion across the different main, not just all the main ones, or you can break it down further, just like the other visualizations as well. So there's a lot there for you to analyze to get insights into, how what you've been doing, and to help you, work or improve be more efficient, or just to get evidence of how much time you're spending on certain things. On the import export, you can export raw data, which will back up your data that you have, and then you can import as well to import a backup to restore back to a certain level. Then there's also a bunch of options where you can export CSV files that will have your data as well in some different formats here. That's more for most people. I think using the app won't be interested in that, but that's just for if there are certain people who maybe want to use it for research purposes or something like that. Okay, that's the extent of the functionality. I've gone through it as fast as I can. I've found this time management app has been very useful for myself, and I'm hopeful that other people will get use out of it as well. So thanks for listening. All the best.